Today we're talking about building conscious relationships.
And this is the Black Sheep Podcast.
I'm Jen.
I'm Jess. You forgot the introduction again?
Whatever. We're just jumping in. Today is going to be an interesting conversation about our relationship, our experience with moving through the trials and tribulations of being triggered in a relationship, how to build, foster trust, establish safety, those kinds of wonderful things, and how much work goes into a conscious relationship. Before we begin, let's just chat about why we're going to have this discussion. Let's give some context to the reason why.
I'm going to let you go ahead with that one. I'm not sure.
Well, when we decided to go with this topic, it was because we're seeing a lot of, we know divorce rates are the highest they've ever been. We're watching polyamorous relationships starting. We're watching people bring in other people. Yeah, watching couples bring in other people into their marriage. We're watching the societal norms of jumping ship happen where the grass is greener on the other side kind of mentalities blooming, and that it's easy to leave. And the influence of movies, even the romanticizing of what a relationship, quote unquote, should look like versus what it is, and how to foster and build strong values in a relationship based off of respect, honesty, and celebrating each other's successes and celebrating each other's dharma, our sense of purpose and why we came here. So we're going to be looking at it from also that energetic, the spiritual lens, and how we create our own happiness in the relationship. And so let's just talk about what a conscious relationship is then. What's your guess?
Well, being present obviously is important. Mm-hmm. And I see a lot of couples nowadays when they are spending time together with their heads buried in their phones.
All the time.
We don't go out for dinner very often, but I love people watching when I'm out, and the amount of people I see, whether it's families or just individual people on a date, and they're both on their phones. And I'm just like,
what are you doing?
I don't understand. I know this guy who said my favorite thing is Sunday mornings with my wife, and we don't say anything to each other. It's just silence. It's my favorite time of the week. And I was like, I don't know if you're a misogynist or I don't know what to think about this right now. It was just the weirdest thing to say. I love it when we just don't talk. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't know. So I guess, that's one of the things that just drives me crazy is like you see these people that are just so in their own world instead of sharing the world that we're in with the partner that they've chosen.
Yeah, you're already living in a virtual reality and sitting side by side with your partner, and you're both on your devices rather than building and expanding yourselves together just fosters more detachment. And part of our awakening journey and what we're doing here, homesteading, and even this podcast, we are constantly in this evolving space of growing together, expanding ourselves together, challenging one another, and celebrating in each other's growth and shifts within themselves. And we've really lost that, I think, to an extent in our society. And we're de-evolving in a way because of technology in the relationships. But it doesn't mean technology is bad. I'm just saying that we are devolving and not growing. And
mm-hmm. I see that with people a lot. I see with people a lot where they're almost envious of their partner's success. And I've 100% experienced that in the past. So I know the feeling, but now I also know the importance of why we should celebrate the other person's success because it benefits us. You know what I mean?
Right. Chris Rock, I think it was Chris Rock, he had a stand-up show several years ago, and he went through a divorce, and he said in his show the biggest mistake that he made was not realizing that his wife's success is also his success. And when he succeeds, his wife succeeds. Because the mentality of competing or jealousy or envy only fosters anger and resentment and eventually detachment from one another.
And why wouldn't you be happy? Because for me, as an example, because of your success, everything leads up to a spot. So you both have successes. But from this point here, every success you have, I'm like, sweet, do more, do more, do more, make more successes. Because I don't really work anymore. So why would I want you to not be successful? I want you to be very successful. And when you have things going on that are working for you, it's what can I do to help? Like, do more of this. I like it. I don't understand.
Honestly, that is the strongest way to build a relationship when we're fully supporting each other in that way. Because you want to be farming, and I'm like, great, farm, take care of the property, because I'm not good at that stuff.
Like, I don't want to be around people at all.
And
Your job is around people all day long. And I'm like, perfect. I just get to be out in nature with the animals, with the machinery, and my creativity. Yeah. Which is like, I mean, I don't think we're here to talk about feminism, but which is what every woman is just missing. What every woman is missing right now is their husband going out and providing for them and them being at home, raising their children, and being creative. Whether it's in the kitchen, whether it's with artwork, whether it's with fitness, whether it's with whatever. Every woman can have some kind of a side thing going on. They just tricked you into thinking you had to do it for the man instead of for yourself. Right? You'd rather serve that guy, Justin Trudeau, with your tax dollars than your husband.
Well, that was the full push for part of the feminist movement, for women to be equal. But now women actually aren't equal.
They're just doing more.
They're doing more.
Everything that they always had to do, which was nurture and raise their children and take care of the home, cook and clean. And now they're doing that with a full-time job, and that's usually some kind of a pretty crazy career. It's not just like working at A&P part-time. It's like full-on 40 hours a week, if not more. And then, your husband and you are at odds, and I just don't understand it anyway, I don't understand it because I think that we really just have gotten so far away from supporting and applauding our partners. Their success means you and your family's success. It's not competition.
Right. I remember an episode on Oprah years ago.
Was she fat or skinny? Skinny Oprah or fat Oprah?
I think it was fat Oprah. And there was this woman who was in the States. She was a principal for a school, and she had 2 young kids. And she was running around trying to get her kids to one daycare, one to her school, and then her to work. And in the chaos of the morning routine, she forgot the one child in her car, in the car seat, all day on a hot summer day, and her child died. And I remember thinking, this is fucked up. Why are we living, number one, why do we live in that grind? That's not why we're here. And 2, women are so overextended where we have equality in the sense that we can work and stuff like that, but we also take on naturally more of the nurturing role. And because we're natural multitaskers, that's how our brain is designed primitively, that we also take on all the childcare, for the most part, the childcare stuff as well.
When kids are little, it's just what they need. Dads are so important, but when children are under 2, they really just need to be with their mom.
That's why a lot of women have a hard time going back to work after mat leave, and try to find all ways possible to stay at home because, again, primitively, we're designed for that.
100%.
I'm just going to do a disclosure that this conversation today is from our perspective only.
I was waiting for that.
And because our own journey together, growing together and learning and healing ourselves, that's where this is kind of being birthed out of, because we see it amongst our friends, we see it amongst our community members, in my work, obviously, but kind of everywhere we're in the media, you know, we see the relationships de-evolving instead of growing. And maybe more so in the spiritual community, I'm seeing more of the divine masculine, divine feminine being birthed more so, and honoring in the sacred unionship of that, which is beautiful, that we're going back to the sacred union of the divine masculine, divine feminine, which is one of the laws of the universe. So
Does that mean I'm a trans man?
yes. Oh my God. So back to the conscious relationship and what it is. What is it? It's being aware of yourself. It's being aware of the other person, and it's expanding together. And being fully conscious means you just have awareness. You're aware of your thoughts, you're aware of your words, you're aware of how you show up, you're aware of your own triggers, you're aware of how you respond to your partner, you're aware of your own love language and how you communicate, how you speak your partner's love language, you're aware of how you create, and you are responsible for your own happiness in the relationship as well.
I just want you to know that every time I say something rude, I am aware of it. Like yesterday when I was yelling at you about the Ethernet cable, I was aware that I was being rude. Mm-hmm. I was very aware. I was just so frustrated that I couldn't move out of that feeling.
But then you calmed down and you apologized and you took ownership, and I just stayed neutral until you were able to come back. I guess that, you know, that's another part of like how we've learned to foster that self-awareness of when we're losing our own shit, and when we gotta, you know, put our ego aside to take ownership of it. I think a lot of people don't know how to apologize. Number one,
it's not easy to like walk over to you with my tail in between my legs. With my tail in between my legs, I have my head down slightly, and I'm sorry about what I said earlier. It's really frustrating because I knew what to do and you were just in my way. And I think that's justifying it, and that doesn't make it any better when I say, but this is why.
Right.
And
I could very easily be like, well, I know, I told you.
And you
right.
didn't.
And I know, because I'm not a dick. Although I really want to sometimes. But then I also know what it feels like to be in your shoes, because I'll have my tail between my legs too.
Those are the best days. Those are my favorite days when she knows. And then she'll say these, like, what she does. I mean, everyone, look, I always think it's really amusing because everyone who knows Jen, and they're like, oh, God, she's just so lovely. Calm, and you're so lucky, and she's so zen. You guys are so complimentary because you're such a fucking spaz. But then there are the days where the tables are turned.
Mm-hmm. And I can lose my shit.
And then she'll come back and look at you in that way and then start to giggle, and you're just like, fuck off. Like, but then it's like, I know. Okay, well, it's fine.
Yeah. As long as you can also laugh at yourself, right? Like, have some fucking humility. That was a big lesson for me. Mm-hmm. Instead of feeling embarrassed or ashamed that that I wasn't perfect.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Fuck off.
No, but that's amazing. It's really true.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say in my last relationship, that's a vulnerability that I didn't have. Mm-hmm. To be able to say, oh, fuck, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Yeah, right? I mean, that's not something that like is natural.
No.
Especially because my parents never said I'm sorry. My parents never said I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you weren't role modeled it.
No. I don't think so.
I don't think I was really that.
I don't think so. I can't really think of like a time after I would get the belt, and my dad would say, God, I'm really sorry about that. He just didn't say that. When he started talking to you again, that's when you knew that he was sorry.
He's no longer angry.
He's no longer angry, right? Like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, my dad would break something I left out on the floor. He'd break it or throw it in the garbage and be storming off, and then I'd be like, oh shit. And then he wouldn't talk for a little bit because he's so pissed off. And then the moment he comes back talking, I'm like, okay, I can relax again.
Everything is fine. Yeah. But my dad, it could be like 2 weeks. The whole house would be on eggshells and nobody would say a word for 2 weeks. Well, Mitch and I would be laughing and giggling, but we had to be careful. Like you didn't do it in the like blatant obviousness of it all until it was like, once he started speaking again, it was like, okay, everything's fine.
I think our parents' generation, the baby boomer generation, there is a significant lack of self-awareness and emotional intelligence.
Their parents were all in the war.
Yeah.
Like there's
so much trauma
It
passed
really
down.
doesn't matter where you're from in the world. And if you were born after 1910, I guess, you would have been in one of the wars. Mm-hmm. So it's like all they knew. I think I have my dates off there.
For the Second World War?
Yeah, I guess it would just depend on if it's like World War I, World War II, and then if you're American, you had then it's the last generation because they were in Vietnam.
Well, it's a world war, right? Everybody was impacted by the depression that followed and the trauma of coming home. And anyways, it's intergenerational trauma. It's all passed down. And I think building our conscious relationship between the two of us, we are trying to stop the cycle of things that we don't want to pass down to our daughter around, lack of coping, lack of vulnerability, lack of communication. We're trying to consciously break those patterns within us so that we don't pass on the things that we didn't find helpful growing up.
And it doesn't mean that we don't make mistakes and we don't do it.
Oh, we fuck up all the time. All the time. Parenting was one of the hardest things I've ever done because it triggers the shit out of me all the time. Brings up my stuff. And then it's always like, okay, it's another moment to heal. Ugh, it's exhausting.
It never ends.
It's a daily thing.
That's why I don't worry about healing anymore. I'm just like, whatever, man. Like, whatever. Every time I never gave my kid the belt is healing. Because
true.
Trust me, I want to a lot. And I think like, man, my dad had it so easy. He could just take his belt out, whip it at me. And wow, to have to actually talk and deal with behavioral issues is so hard.
Yeah, well, you never learn the right way. So like it takes so much conscious effort for us to work on regulating our nervous system when our child's activated and try to mirror that for her. It's really hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what wouldn't be easy about the other way, like how it used to be, is the emotional after. Like I'm sure the 2 weeks that my dad didn't speak to me when I was a kid, I would think, oh, that's like he hates me, like he's so mad. But really, I can imagine at this point, knowing what I know now, that it was probably shame.
Absolutely.
And he probably was just too ashamed to look at me. Mm-hmm. Right? Like 100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, interesting.
It does change your perspective once you have your own children to how you're like what parenting is like. It does.
And my dad's dad was forced to fight in World War II as a communist under Mussolini. And so if you don't think that my dad got the shit kicked out of him, so it's again just what you know, how you're raised.
Yeah. So let's just chat about the major challenges in relationships that we see amongst people. Some of the major things that are detrimental to the relationship.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to let you start because I can't read your writing. It's too small.
Okay, well, negative thoughts of your partner. When we start getting frustrated with our spouse, our partner, you start to ruminate in your mind about how fucking annoyed you are. Jess? Was that today?
No.
That was for me.
Go ahead.
Okay. Number 2, get triggered by your partner. Because you're going to bring your baggage from every...
Do you guys remember that skit from that girl, Eliza, and she walks on the stage and she's like... and like drops her suitcases, like, and she's like, here's my emotional baggage. It's like so true.
Yeah.
You're just bringing all of your old... I mean, yeah. Okay, we'll go into them.
Yeah, all of your stuff, right? The trigger. So you get triggered by your partner no matter what. And then what I always see is that when one partner's triggered, they go into a stress response, which might be anger or shut down or avoidance or defensiveness. And then guess what? The other partner is now triggered by that partner. And then it escalates. And then guess what from there? It becomes your cycle of how you fucking fight. And it is one of the most exhausting cycles you can get into in a relationship. But the good news is it can heal. We can change. And that's part of building a conscious relationship, is taking ownership of your own triggers and learning to regulate yourself in your relationship. Okay, another major reason why there's challenges in relationships: resentment and disconnection. This kind of goes along what we were chatting earlier about when we pull away from our partner because we feel jealous, we feel envious, we feel angry because we're not living up to our fullest potential, but our partner is. And we're not able to celebrate in their successes because we're internalizing all of our own frustration. Only leads to more resentment and disconnection over time. And then searching outside the relationship becomes the daydream. One of the biggest key things in relationships that I have come to learn, and this was mostly from so much reflection after my grandmother had passed, but respect. We've lost a lot of respect in relationships just from how we speak negatively about our partner to others. And on the daily, what if we were actually to look at full respect in every capacity for our partner every day, what that would look like? But I think more and more, the more we get frustrated, the more we pull away, the more we feel resentment, we lose respect. And once respect goes in the relationship, you're no longer nice. You're no longer kind.
That's so true. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. That's a really big one, especially if you weren't raised in it. I don't think that my parents had respect for each other. I know my parents didn't have respect for each other. Number 4.
Well, that was lack of respect, but the number five, you have awful eyes. The roles have changed.
Ooh, this one I want to talk on a little bit.
Yeah, roles in the relationship. I think, if you have kids and both parents are working, which in our society, both parents have to work in order to pay for everything because we can no longer survive off of one income. The roles often lead to a lot of anger and resentment because maybe one partner takes on more and gets resentful of the other partner because they aren't, keeping it equal. What did you want to say about the roles?
Well, I just think that the roles have become devalued. Mm-hmm. But I think the roles are really important.
Oh, well, let's talk about our experience then, like our roles here. And because we're woman and woman living together.
Okay. Yeah. So people always, this is why I was like, am I trans? Because people always say, who's the man? Who's the woman? Like, didn't your mom ask that when we first?
I was going to say that.
Didn't she?
My mom, when I first told my parents I was dating a woman, my mom's reaction was, well, who's the man? Who's the guy? And I literally was like,
obviously Jess.
I think it... Yep.
So like, I don't know. Like, I think that's really funny, but I think even and I don't know this for like, I don't have that much lesbian experience. Like from what the lesbian experience I have, which again, we talk about the 90s butch lesbians. That's a lot of my experience. So, so I'm not going to like speak for all, obviously I'm not going to speak for all lesbians. But I'm going to say that I do think that there tends to be more of a masculine and a feminine, which is so funny because it's just the law of masculine, feminine. Like, it's not like I haven't seen two smoking hot lesbians before making out, like in a picture, like not in a movie. Don't worry, not like that. Just like you've seen, like everyone's seen like two hot chicks kissing or something on some magazine or something. Mm-hmm. This is sounding really bad. We'll edit this out maybe. Anyway, but I think you tend to see more of like this balance between this like feminine and masculine. And if that's just inherently the way that things are with yin and yang and masculine and feminine, then that's makes perfect sense to me. But you know, I think that there's nothing wrong with roles as far as like we go. You work I still work, but not a lot. And so you work and provide, and I do most of the other running around and taking care of the land and
the animals
and
building everything. So when we moved here, and because Jess had a residential leasing business that you had been operating for over a decade, and you really wanted to get out of doing that and just
I hate it. I hate people. I hate being around people. Mm-hmm. Let her out. Get the hell out of here. Princess Minnie wants to go.
Our roles changed here because
boy,
there she goes. Our roles changed when we came to the farm because I said, we need you to take care of the property, and you can let go of your business or go down to a quarter of the time. And that was a huge shift for you to not be earning.
It was really hard at first. When you're talking about having resentment, I was like, oh yeah, I felt that because when things out here at the very beginning were booming, it was good, but it was also like, oh, like I'm a bit of a loser. Like I cut the grass today. Like that's what I did. That was my job.
It's a lot of grass to cut.
It's only 10 acres. So sorry, let me rephrase. I cut the grass this week. Mm-hmm. It's like, what did I accomplish? But that's not it at all. It's like I have to. This is not what it is. This is deprogramming myself from thinking that, you know, if I'm not bringing in X number of thousands of dollars a month, I'm not good. But so like, okay, I'll continue working and driving around, doing my job, and then we'll hire someone to come in and do all of these chores. Why? Like, why am I going to do that? Like, actually, I'm just going to fucking deprogram myself and stop thinking that it means I'm not good enough and start thinking that I'm amazing and that I have it amazing. And because I've got a sugar mama that can fucking bring home the bacon and I get to make bacon. So that's awesome. Like, why, like, I mean, so it really took me not that long to stop feeling like I'm not doing enough. And now, I mean, people call me for work and I'm like,
I don't want to.
I don't think so.
I don't want to do
I don't think so. Like, unless it's someone I really like or it's really good money, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think so. And that's really nice to be able to do. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't women want that? I don't understand what having that career really means to you when someone else is raising your kids and someone else is cooking your food. So you're just going to the grocery store on Saturdays, getting pre-made meals, and everyone's, you know, sick
shipping
and
everybody off,
overweight, and like, I just don't get it. Like, when all your husband really wants is to come home to a woman that keeps her, and I don't fucking care if you people don't like what I'm about to say. I don't care. All a man wants is to come home to his wife who's not fat and let herself go. He wants to come home to someone that cares about herself, takes care of herself and her children and her husband. And there's a nice cooked meal on the table. The house is clean. The laundry is done. Doesn't mean that he doesn't do anything. He works all day. Doesn't mean that he doesn't cut the grass on the weekends, do the oil changes on the cars, etc., etc. Change the tires. You have a job. He has a job. That's all that. That's why the world is crumbling, because there's none of that to come home to. There's none of that to come home to.
Well, and our part of being here and going down to one income is so that we have more time for family, and that we, as part of a conscious family relationship, we all sit down for dinner together every day. And if
yeah. P.S. Let me just say one thing. Sorry to cut you off, but I mean that in the opposite way too. Like if a woman made more money, like let's say there's a man and a woman's a doctor and a guy sold cars. I think if he wants to stay home and take care of the house and the kids because she makes whatever she makes and he was a car salesman, 100%. Like it goes both ways. What I'm saying is that woman also wants to come home to a man that takes care of himself, looks good, has a nice meal on the table, the laundry's done, grass is cut. That's what she would want. It can go both ways.
Yep.
But the point is not having two people chasing these.
Well, that's part of what's going on in our society, which is actually causing a lot of relationships to crumble, is that both partners have to work full time, and their kids are in daycare, before after school program, all day school, summer camps, and then okay, we can all go on a holiday trip together, and we get a week off or 2 weeks off,
And then we'll spend the entire times on our cell phones, not talking to each other while we're there.
Yeah, and the families are just so disconnected. People are so overstressed and run down, and so much resentment's being built. Our shift to homesteading meant we're going to go down in income, but we're going to go up in lifestyle, right? Which is...
Well, and that depends on what you consider lifestyle. Does some people consider lifestyle, how many 5-star resorts can I go to in Mexico this year? If that's what you consider lifestyle, then we've decreased. But if you consider lifestyle to be spending time together and connecting with each other, then we've definitely upped our game, because we get to have coffee every morning. We get to go to bed together every night. And in between, we have coffee again in the afternoon. And
we walk through the gardens, we play in the evenings with our daughter, we all have our crafts and activities and projects, and we eat really well because our food every day is made consciously and with intention and with love, and nothing is rushed.
Well, if I'm cooking, it's generally rushed and it's burnt. So...
And it's bacon.
It's bacon. It's usually breakfast for dinner. So that's one thing that I do have to say that I get to somehow I've really won, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, whatever, but you do most of the cooking. So.
Well, I love cooking, and mostly because most of our stuff comes from our garden or the chickens that we raised and killed ourselves. And everything that's preserved that I make with my hands is the most rewarding, satisfying, gratifying experience ever. And, when I used to work for Children's Aid. So it was like an 8:30 to 4:30 job, Monday to Friday. And then I was teaching yoga in the evenings and the weekends. And I was playing soccer on a rec league. And I was training at the gym, or I was doing whatever. And my days were full, and the weekends would be full. And I would book off 1 month a year to go to, I would go backpack a different country. And it was the first week of leaving my job for the holiday was just trying to calm the fuck down, because I was in fight or flight for most of my time. And then I would enjoy being backpacking, traveling, whatever, for 2 weeks. And then on my way back, I'd have to ramp up my stress and anxiety again just to get prepared to head back to 1,000 emails or whatever, all my voicemails, and the chaos that would ensue. And the lifestyle that was of grinding to take a break. to grinding to take a break. You are not conscious of the day-to-day things that could actually be good and like foster happiness. You're living for the grass is greener over there. Once I have this, once I'm on my holiday, once I'm whatever it is, that you're always just looking forward to something.
Seeking.
You're seeking. Building a conscious relationship, not only with your partner, but with yourself and how you live. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Heard that from, I forget his name, brilliant guy. But it's true. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And how we live every single day is how we are in our joy and how we are in creation and how we enjoy life. And just living that. I don't need to go on a holiday because my life is a holiday. How I live is wonderful. It is my holiday. I don't need to vacate to go and get rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's eliminated from our lives. We're no longer. We went away last weekend, and
To Toronto.
I'm not sure. I'm not trying to be rude. I just said to Jen, I've said this to Jen 100 times. Every time we have to go to see her family, I say to her at the end of it, I'm never going back. And she was like, oh, I know you don't have to come. It's okay. And then every time there's something, I'm like, oh, I have to support you. I have to go. I should be that person. I love you so much. I want to be with you. I don't want to leave you for a weekend. Okay, I'll go. And then I'm like, I'm not doing that again. And I think that time I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Well, in Toronto, like we're in a hotel and our daughter's like, "Wow, this is fun. Hotel, there's a pool." And we're like, "God, it's so gross in here."
I just wanted to come home so bad.
God. Smells is so much
right?
smog.
So this is a good segue to the grass is greener, right? So it's like, oh, Toronto, oh, this other life, and then you get there and you're like, oh my God, this is not what I want to. This is not what I thought. It's not actually that easy. It's not so great. It's so busy. There's so many people. And I think that's how a lot of people live in their relationships, is that it's, they're constantly thinking that they're looking over at the other people and they're thinking, oh, I want that too. But that doesn't, those people just didn't get that. They had to work at that.
Yeah, the grass is greener on the other side is that mentality of I don't have enough, or I'll only be happy when. And it's always seeking. And in Buddhism, that seeking, that desire, that constant desire, striving for is what creates a lot of our suffering, because you're unhappy. You're suffering because you're not happy, because you're striving, there's desire. It's out of your reach and you're always trying to get to something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I see in most couples, if they've still made it, or even people that are on their second. I know people that are on their third. I'm like in my early 40s, and I know someone that's on their third marriage, and it's just like, how, like, what is it this time that's going to be different,
right,
than last time? Like, what is the difference? Like, why? And I mean, I can speak to this because I was, I've been there before, and I didn't tend to my garden. Everything that we're talking about here, I did, like everything.
When I used to travel for like my holidays, I would take the month off and I'd travel. I always thought, okay, I'll have so much fun. It'll be so exciting. I'll be able to get to see all these things and whatnot. And every time I traveled, yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it. I got to experience a lot of really wonderful things. But at the same time, every time I traveled, I felt so lonely.
But they told you that that's what you needed.
Well, yeah.
Independence.
Yeah.
You didn't need a husband or a wife. You didn't need to have a partner. You could be happy and single and have a career. And yeah, why would you be sad?
Right. Except I was.
Of course, because you're meant to have companionship. You're meant to be traveling. I backpacked around the world by myself too. And I was doing all the things that a feminist should do.
Yep. independent. I can do anything.
If I meet a man, I can have sex, or a woman, but I didn't. But if I could, I would. Like, that was the freedom of it all. But did it make me happy?
I think in how we're living today is ultimately how we're creating our own happiness. And we have the ability to, we work towards our own happiness. We work towards the things that make us happy. And
Yeah. And you have to work at it.
yeah.
You have to work at it. There's no secret. There's no secret. It's like, how do you and Jen have such a good relationship? Working at it. Because it's not from day one, it wasn't like this.
So here's how we build our conscious relationship. And if any of it lands for you, take it. If it doesn't, don't take it, whatever. But one of the main ways that we build our relationship, one is we have rituals. That sounds weird. But we have
not like satanic Illuminati rituals.
No.
Don't worry.
We have our ritual of our morning coffee together every day. Jess has her outdoor chores. I do the indoor chores. And then
I do the man chores outside.
Yeah. And we always sit outside in the sun. We bathe in the sun. We get sunlight on our skin and in our eyes. And we sit together and we talk about whatever we need to talk about, whether I'm mad at her because of my dreams last night, or we got to go over what we got to do for the day. We are just touching base. We're always just staying connected in that way. And we usually do that. Sometimes we'll do that for the afternoon. We'll sit down in the afternoon and just touch
like
base
it wasn't
as well.
enough to touch base in the morning about what we were going to do. Then it's a reconvene in the afternoon to discuss the rest of the day.
I feel like so much happens. Well, so much happens with you
true.
every single day that I'm always like, so what happened this morning?
It's so true. I got rammed by the cow, or like something broke on the tractor and it was some crazy thing, but I fixed it. And there's always some.
It's just adventures every single day. And
so showed up and we talked about hay and he's cutting next week and all these brilliant things every day.
It's an adventure. And every day we always have dinner together, and our daughter looks forward to this because it's a conscious meal. No phones, number one. No phones.
If you allow your kids to be on the phone or their iPad at the dinner table and you were sitting here, I'd punch you.
Or on the parent. If the parent's on the phone.
For sure.
Oh my gosh.
For sure.
It's awful.
For sure.
That is awful role modeling. And there's no oxytocin being created when your head's down and your kid's talking to you or your partner's talking to you. You don't get to build that love hormone in your body, which is called oxytocin, which helps you form compassion and empathy and love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to have a dinner. You have to have dinner together, and you have to put your devices down. And you have to connect and speak to your children about how school was and what did you learn about, so that when they start telling you about how they learned about how to have gay sex, you should know that. You should be aware of what they're learning in school. And if you're not talking to them at the dinner table, you're not going to know what's going on in their lives. So, conscious connection at dinner, no phones.
Yeah, meals.
Talking.
We usually have at least 2 meals a day together for the most part. Mm-hmm. With our daughter, when she's here, we try to have 2 meals a day together so that we're just fostering a lifestyle that we want here, what we think are our values here around family. Family is a strong value we have.
We celebrate, we've touched on this, but we celebrate each other's successes.
Mm-hmm. And we support each other's dharma. Your dharma is your purpose in life. Your purpose is to become you. Your purpose is to become fully you. And so the more that Jess becomes her authentic self, and I'm not trying to stop her because it makes me insecure or I'm triggered by her, which
happens a lot,
which is why I have so much, it's just constant healing. But when she gets to fully bloom and be in her joy and I get to see her shining, it's great because I know that we're on the right path because she needs to be there and I need to support her with that. and then vice versa. The other way that we build a conscious relationship, and this is something we talk about often, is communicating over our shared goals and our shared vision. That's probably one of my favorite things to do with you, Jess, is we sit down, whether it's in the evening over a chicory or a tea, we'll sit down and we'll envision how we want things to look here on our farm, or where do we want to go, or what do we want to create next, or what do we want to build.
So, okay. You know how there's all this talk now about this thing where you get to, okay, your wife wants a fucking truck. Okay. So instead of doing what Jen's talking about, she goes up to your phone and she says, Ford F-150. Ford F-150. We want a Ford F-150. But I'm like, you retards. Okay. This is like the oldest trick in the book. This is all I have to do is sit down with Jen and communicate our shared vision, which
We're back.
Battery's back. Okay. So, I don't have to talk into her phone. I talk to her. And I can just say to her, wow, wouldn't it be amazing if we had a clawfoot tub or like an outdoor shower on the deck? And then she's like, I don't know. Like, why? Like, what do you, oh, like we could take a bath and overlook the pasture. And then suddenly that starts to sound pretty good to her. And then,
Show me a picture on Pinterest, your vision.
and if I've got her asking for a picture, then I've already won. And then within 6 months, I'm building it, if even. So that's so funny to me that
Then you call in the tub. We got the tub, $100 from a junker, and then you refurbished it, and then
So like last year, I find this tub and I already know, like we've already talked about this. This is perfect. We've talked about this outdoor tub idea. Here's the tub now that's come to me. It's just, the whole thing is the whole notion that that now we can just use AI. We can just talk into the phone and it'll tell our partner what we really want, instead of just saying, you know what, honey, for my birthday this year, I would really love it if you and I did X, Y, and Z. I would really love it if, why not talk about it? Like, what, I don't get it. Like, what else are you guys doing together if you're not talking? And I do get it, because I've been in a relationship before where you're not talking anymore. You're past that. Can you get back to it? Do you think that you can get back to it?
Absolutely. We have the ability. Yes.
You're right. Because sometimes I think I'm going to kill you and I'm never going to talk to you again. And then the next morning I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? So I guess you can get it back.
I think we all have the capacity to become better communicators and listeners.
100%.
And to be open-minded. Our goals, our shared goals, our vision boards, which I've done 3 and they've pretty well all come true. Our vision together, whenever you write down your goals or put them on a board, that becomes the blueprint for your future timeline. Mm-hmm. And that's how we ended up here on this. This is exactly what we had manifested.
I manifested a bit more rural.
That's the 10-year plan, though.
Yeah. I think that respecting the roles in the relationship is something that is really, really, really missing from, it's all about like more, and there's no respect for what that person's doing, what sacrifices they're making. Like, okay, for example, you have a husband who works in construction. I've worked in construction. I worked a lot of construction. It's not an easy job. It's not an easy job to be out from like 6 a.m. to, in the summertime, 7 p.m., working with whatever you're working with, hot asphalt, concrete, you name it. And then, you come home and she's like, well, I worked all day too. I'm like, bitch, you painted fucking nails, okay? You put eyelashes on bitches all day today, okay? Are your hands sore? I'm sure they are, but I was out in the fucking 105 degree temperature and you were in an air-conditioned building. Like let's have some fucking perspective and like respect, right? Like, you worked all day, honey. Like, let me, you know what I mean though? Women, it's just like women don't want to care for men. And listen, if you think that I had this relationship that I didn't do this, so I'm trying to fucking help you. So listen, it's like, you don't respect what they do, what hardworking men do. You don't respect it. And that's not to say that there's not women that don't deserve the same. Like, when I was pregnant with Evelyn, I was working in Toronto, working 12 hours a day was a normal day. Sometimes it was 15 hours a day. And I was in new construction. I'm running up and down. There's no functioning elevators. I'm in like 30, 40-story buildings, in like a hard hat, construction boots. Like, I did not get the respect that I deserved during that time from my partner, right? Like, my efforts at that time were not respected. So it is not a matter of man versus women. It's a matter of each other. It's a matter of respecting each other and what each other is putting into that every day to come home and say, here's the money, right? Like, there's no.
I value you. Thank you so much for showing up in this relationship.
100%. Yeah.
I think this is how we develop and foster a sacred union, though, is learning to fully support, respect, and cherish our partner. I did this exercise for Jess for her birthday. I wrote out, I don't know, like 100 reasons why I'm grateful for her. And all day I was reflecting on it. And the more I sat and reflected, the more I found. And I was just like amazed by all the little things in the day to day that I was so grateful for from her and how she shows up in my life. And that is a practice, an active practice of gratitude for your spouse that we don't tap into enough. We often think about how annoyed we are because your partner didn't read your mind and take out the garbage. And then now you're saying all, like, instead of all the positive things, you're saying all the negative things about how you're frustrated.
I think that's so true and important to say about reading minds. Like, I think that's half of every fight that people have is that they want the other person to know what they're thinking. Even I'll say that to you, like, how could you not know what I was thinking? And you're just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not able to, I don't know. Like, you need to tell me. What do you, if women would just tell their husbands what they needed. And the same goes for men. Like, let's talk about, this is a perfect time to move into love languages. Like, let's talk about, like, I need like words of, I'm a man. Like, let's pretend I'm a man. I need my ego stroked. I need you to tell me that, like, I look good. Ooh, babe, you look good in that shirt. Ooh, look at your muscles. Like, Jen laughs whenever I meet like a guy, like an old, like whatever. We have all these old farmer guys. I'm always like, oh gosh, don't you look handsome today? What a strapping man you are. And like, they love it. They love it. Like, I have so many new farming buddies because I just feel like it's really just being nice.
Complimentary.
It's just complimenting people.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to feed you shit. Like, I genuinely mean it, but
who doesn't like a compliment?
Right? Like who doesn't like a compliment? So why not give your husband some words of, affirmation? Oh, nice haircut. You look so handsome. Oh, did you lose 5 pounds? And then if he gained 5, he'll be like, fuck, she's okay, well, that's good, but I better hit the gym.
Do you want me to explain what the 5 love languages are?
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
The 5 love languages, although I would say that there's more than that, but the main ones, and you can do the online quiz for free. Go online, check what your love language is, get your spouse to do it, and then that right there will clear up a lot of problems in your relationship for sure. One is words of affirmation, so saying kind things, saying considerate things, complimentary things, recognition, physical touch, whether it's a handshake,
that's my
hand holding. Yeah, most men are physical touch, and
that's why I like it.
And it doesn't mean sex. It necessarily,
but it does for men. It 100% does for men. We'll move on. We'll come back to that.
Well, they also just want you to scratch their back.
Yeah, but then they get a boner.
Well, that's why
They do. I don't care what you fucking say. I know that you're going to say like, oh, but it doesn't. Because I feel like I'm that. I feel like that's me. Like, if Jen's just like, oh, like, and she like rubs my back, I'm like,
Is it time?
So are we gonna like?
Well, that's why that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I see relationships start to falter, is because a woman who is working full time, running her kids around, then cooking and trying to clean and maintain the home, and she's so stressed, she literally has no libido, and then her husband wants to have sex because that's his love language, because he knows that when he's connected to his wife that he's loved, and she does not want to give him any physical touch out of fear that he's going to think it's going to lead to sex, because she's like, fuck you.
Yep.
I'm too tired for that shit. Why
Yep.
would you think I want to have sex with you right now?
So she does what? What does she do?
She withholds.
She withholds. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole other topic, is women withholding sex. And vice versa, because I have to be fair, but I don't know that there's that many guys that are like, you know what? I am not going to fuck her until she fucking starts to tell me that I look good. I am not going to do it. Honey, no, I'm busy. I've got to go wash my hair. I have to change the oil. I can't do it. Yeah, right. As if. Like, that's never happened.
It's pretty funny, though. What are the... You can't have my penis tonight.
It's never happened. That's never happened. I don't think. I think like a guy would try, maybe. He could think it. He could be like, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not fucking her. And then she touched it and he'd be like, fuck. Like, there's no way. It's like... Okay, so wait, what did we get? We had... Where were we?
Physical touch,
Yep.
words of affirmation, quality time.
Okay.
Quality time does
Just go through them all.
Okay, quality time. Oh shit, what are they? Quality time.
Touch?
Oh, gift giving.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Gift giving it, and then acts of service.
Acts of service.
Do you know what you are?
What I like to do?
No, what is your love language?
Okay, I like touch.
Yes, I know.
And I like affirmation.
Yes.
And I think that's it. No, is there one?
Do you know
more?
what mine is?
Well, I know I like to do for you.
I know what you like to do for me, but do you know what my love language is?
Yeah, your gifts.
No.
Well, I like to do.
I know.
She's lying, because you know what? If I bring her home something, she fucking like loves it. She does. She's like, "Oh my God, you love it."
I'm not gonna like hate a gift.
Okay, go ahead. Tell. I think I know what they are, but I'll let you tell everybody. So I don't.
You already failed at it.
It's acts of service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
I was
acts
just
of
kidding.
service and words of affirmation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, do you feel as though I deliver that to you? Oh my God, what's with the pause?
I'm thinking.
Why do you have to think about that?
Well, I'm reflecting. I need a moment to reflect. I think
everything I fucking do every fucking day is an act of fucking service for you. My whole fucking day is acts of service. I built a deck. I built a fence. I'm building a gate. I build a chicken coop. I built you a house. What do you want?
I want you to clean the kitchen.
I clean the kitchen every day, 3 times a day. Except if I'm building something.
Except when you're building something inside the house is like...
She's right. She's right, but so you're not being fair, but she's absolutely right. When I get focused on a project, I can't cook, I can't clean, I can't care for myself. I haven't showered in X number of days. It's really looking rough. But the job is done and it looks quite good. So for you to pause at affirmation and service, like, let's talk about that shit. Why did you have to have such a long pause?
I was just reflecting. You do so much every single day.
This morning, you were getting ready, and you were in the mirror, and I looked at you, and I smiled at you, and you were like, what? And I was like, you look so beautiful, and you're like, oh my God, you don't like how I look. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I just said that you look so beautiful, and I'm really kind of turned on by how you look. And then you're like, oh, okay. That was 25 minutes ago. Okay, no, that was an hour and a half ago. That was 1, and you couldn't think about that?
Okay, you did compliment. You did the creepy eye gaze, though. You know, like, when guys are like, adjusting their belts. That was an adjusting the belt look.
Yeah, Yeah, because see, that's what I mean. Maybe I am trans. Maybe I am a trans man. Because I'm like,
Or are you
oh,
just like women?
yeah, no,
Or
I'm
you're
just
a
attracted to
woman
my
that
wife.
like
I'm just a woman that's attracted
you're
to her wife. I guess
you're
that's
yeah.
probably
You're not a
accurate.
non-male attracted to another
Non,
non-male. That's the new definition of a lesbian, apparently. Is
right,
a
non-males.
non-male. But if you're a trans woman, you can be a lesbian attracted to another woman. Or you can be,
I don't know.
I
It's
don't
so,
know, I'm getting
it's
confused.
just so absurd.
But I'm not going to say I'm a non-male. I'm a woman. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, because if I wanted to date, if I was dating and a trans woman was like, hey, do you want to go out with me? And I was like, no thanks, because you have a dick. And he's like, well, that's sexist or whatever it would be. And I'd be like, what? Like, you have a dick.
I'm attracted to women.
I like women, vaginas, like real ones, not ones that have been like cut and like dissected. Like that wouldn't interest me.
No, that's why we know somebody that left a relationship because of that.
Yeah, two lesbians got married, and then one of them decided they were a trans man and went on hormones and steroids and I don't know, whatever other testosterone stuff, and had the surgery, like the upper surgery. And then the marriage, she was like, I'm not interested in men. Like, I'm not attracted to men. I'm a lesbian. Mm-hmm. Like, I liked you when you looked at least like this. She was dykey, but like not as
Butchy.
butchy dykey. It's really the same thing. Anyway, yeah.
So the checklist mentality of
Oh wait, we're gonna go back to do I give you what you need?
no.
I want to go back to that question. Do I give you acts of service and words of affirmation enough?
I would always love more words of affirmation. I cannot get enough of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about acts of service?
You do a lot every day.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for clarifying.
Day. You do a lot.
See how easy it is to communicate?
On the spot. There you go.
But I'm secretly internalizing some things right now.
So let's sum up this conversation around building conscious relationships.
Yeah, well, to summarize, going poly and bringing somebody into your relationship isn't going to fix it. So I just want to clarify
the
that.
Grass is greener where you water the grass.
Yeah, bringing in another person or another couple to live with you is not going to solve your problems. You're not looking deep within yourself. You're still not healing yourself. You're still not being attentive enough to your own self and needs. And you're certainly not. If you can't make your partner happy, I don't know how you're going to make two other partners happy. Can you imagine? We don't have sex enough. You know what? That's true. Let's get another lady in here. And then, you know what? Then we'll fuck her, and then I'll fuck you, and then she'll have him, and then they can fuck you, and then we'll be happy.
And then we'll be happy.
Then we'll finally be happy. And it's like, okay, it's just too much sex, and like I don't want to have sex at all, and like it's just so gross. Like oh God. I see this guy that I know from my past life, and he and his wife, who I never liked, but I didn't, start having problems, and he got all these diagnoses at like 40, like, oh, I've got ADD and I've got this, and then him and his wife decided that the answer to their problems was to become poly. And so they start posting all these pictures of them being poly with someone else. And I'm just like, what? Like, no, you're still fat, so you haven't solved that problem over there, because it was at the gym that I met them. So you haven't taken care of that issue. Your mental health is clearly deteriorating because now you've just added this. So what?
Probably unresolved trauma. So let's
100%.
just become the victim to your diagnosis.
100%. So what have you done? What have you done to work on yourself? Before you brought in these extra bags, what did you do to yourself to resolve your own feelings of unhappiness so that you could love yourself? Because I can almost guarantee that if you loved yourself, you wouldn't be seeking another couple in your relationship.
Not to mention, what the fuck does that do to your kids?
Oh yeah, and they have kids. I think both. I'm not even gonna expect. But I know they had. They had
Normalizing,
kids, right?
disconnection, and
But normalizing having sex and share, like my parents go into this bedroom at night, or like then this person goes into my parents' bedroom, and like what if the kid has a nightmare and the kid goes into mom's bed and mom's in bed with another guy? I'm sorry, but this is so absurd, and it's absurd that in this country that like if I don't want to transition my kid, they might take them away, but like that's okay. Bringing all these people into your home and having these polyamorous relationships, that's okay. Remember when Mormons were like getting sought out in the US and they were like going after them because you can't have more than one wife? Right. But it's like now it's like you're a loser if you have one wife. How many wives do you have? One? Loser! Time to add one more to the collection, homie. What are you doing? Just one?
I think the normalizing of multiple partners and losing sacred unionship is going to cause the destruction of the nuclear family, which is where we foster most of our values and healthy dynamic relationships with our children. So I guess what we'll learn, we'll find out what happens as they get older, because we're only in the beginning of it.
Yeah. Well, it appears to me that that's pretty close to what they're doing, is trying to destroy what the normal nucleus looks like so that it's just adding more confusion. Mm-hmm. But I can promise you that I've never felt better in my life than being with someone that I can be so open and honest with and
vulnerable and truly yourself, and constantly expanding you.
Because if I can be vulnerable, then I can have humility.
Right. And then you can heal.
But if I can't laugh at myself, and if I can't, apologize and whatnot for things I've done,
take ownership,
or recognize things that I've done, then I can never heal. But it's so easy to seek and to look for more and to
solve things outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So building conscious relationships is a key in any healing journey, and fostering healthy values for our children. And one of the best ways that I've learned to become the healthiest, happiest, most expanded version of myself is by fostering this conscious relationship.
On that note,
peace.